Hello guys, Zap here. Welcome back to more interesting things in Warframe. Today's topic is about Nezha. As always, I've checked the YouTube for videos about him and there are just so many videos about him. But the whole reason of doing that is to make sure that there is no repeating content for you guys. I'm pretty sure that the stuff that we will be discussing about Nezha is definitely not something that you would notice or know about in first glance. Now before I start, I would like to give credit to a new buddy of mine on Twitter, in-game name Livith, I think. I'll put the name on the screen in case I pronounce it incorrectly. More than 2 weeks ago, he sent me a message saying that he found a bug with Nezha and wanted me to take a look and potentially explain it. Sadly, I wasn't free to check it out at the time, and later after about a whole week, neither one of us could trigger that so-called bug again. And because I haven't actually seen it, I could not even begin to imagine how or where to start to even try to do it. But after playing a lot of Nezha, I think I finally found or came to understand the bug that he is talking about. I also came to know about some cool stuff from watching him play, and again, thanks to Livith for sharing what he knows. So let's talk about the Blazing Chakram. It could ragdoll and knock down enemies. Enemies hit by this skill will heal a small radius when it dies. And you can tap your skill again before the halo thing returns to teleport to where it was. You guys know my obsession with blast damage because it could slowly reset enemies or alertness level. Well, Blazing Chakram is similar. Just shoot them enough to keep them knocked down until you start seeing stealth damage, and that's when it happens. For more information, you could check out a video linked at the description. Okay, next skill we'll be talking about is Warding Halo. It gives you an additional external health pool and it staggers enemy near you. It seems to be more effective with melee enemies than range type enemies. If you have an augment called Safeguard, you can now cast this skill on allies, on rescue targets, pets, and even sentinels. This might be a little bit tricky, but simply move backwards and while casting your Warding Halo, face upwards where the sentinel will be, and that will work. Now that you have two Warding Halo, enemies around take double the damage and double the stagger when in range. Sentinels do not usually get aim, which means their halo stays on a lot longer. Therefore, it can still provide you with that melee cover due to the halo stagger even after your Warding Halo wears off. If you were to fall off the edge of a cliff, your halo will disappear but the one on your sentinel stays on. The last skill we'll be talking about is Divine Spears, which is a great crowd control ability that ragdolls enemies, but what's cool about it is that just like Frost's ability to pause status effects duration from counting down, like the one I showed you in another video on the bleed combo, Nezha's Divine Spear pauses alertness level. So what does this mean? If you manage to make the enemy unalerted and use Divine Spear after, it will stay unalerted for the whole entire duration of being impelled. And since it gets slammed to the floor and needs time to get up after the Divine Spear ends, if you use it again before it has time to recover, it will continue to be unaware and the stealth damage continues. I know what you're thinking, not very practical and not useful in a crowd you might say, but check this out. If you have the Vaykor Sydon and you blind the enemies first, which by the way blind resets their alertness level, now the whole group of enemies will take melee stealth damage. Ha! How about that? But there is a conflicting issue here. First of all, without Warding Halo, Nezha is quite squishy. Since blocking with Warding Halo doesn't contribute to the counter for the Vaykor Sydon's blind to activate, you will need to do this without Warding Halo. Well, again, there is a but. During the invulnerability time frame just after casting Warding Halo, it still works. That means you could block and still gain counter points for your Sydon's blind. You just need enough audience to pull this off, and to be honest, that 3-second time frame is kinda short, so might not be practical after all. But good to know, yeah? Okay, for my final trick, the bug that we talked about at the start of this video that may not be a bug, you guys be the judge and tell me down at the comment section below. So the condition of this bug to activate is pretty simple. Is to have warding halo plus a ragdoll enemy. Technically, an impaled enemy is also considered as a ragdoll enemy. We can show a demonstration of this bug easily with these two skills. Okay guys, so for the bug, as you can see, I have the warding halo on me, and we're gonna run one butcher at level 70. So what I need you to do is to pay attention to the damage done by the halo on the butcher. There you go. Do you see it? Do you see it? Okay, not very significant, but that is not a point. Now I want you to look at the damage done to the butcher with my ultimate skill. Oh, is it too far? Nope. There. If you remember the damage I did before, and now it did about, I don't know, 30-40% damage. Now see what happens when I go really close. Do you see that? Did you see that? Now it actually been mentioned on wiki on this kind of phenomenon, but it doesn't tell you like why or how much exactly is the damage and things like that. So it's really hard for someone like me to figure this out because the damage does not have a figure. It's something like when your sentinel is doing damage, you can't see it, so it's really hard to calculate on what is it based off of. But one thing's for sure is the ragdoll plus the warding halo. So now I'm going to show you something just for fun. Is if I were to run, let's say 5 of these butchers. Now I realize that I'm playing with relatively low level. Okay, you know what, level 70 is still pretty high, but butcher does not have a lot of armor, and the whole reason is because along with a lot of Nezha's skills, the damage on his skills does not actually scale really well with armor. Okay, so let's see what happens. There you go, and I'm just gonna walk through them. And what's interesting is that, let's say you pass through once, and if you get out of range, and when you go in again, it actually activates again. So that is kind of OP, I guess. So I don't think I can show you what I mean. So let's run a level 80 this time. So again, there you go, impelled. Now look at the health. I passed through once, so it's like half. I passed through again, it's below half, and I passed through again, and they die. Alright. Now the next cool thing is that, remember, you could use it on your sentinel. So what happens now is that instant death. Well, as long as you could do it, like, I don't know, if you could pass through with one halo twice and it dies, with one on your sentinel is basically twice, so it will kill enemies instantly. So again, just for fun, let's run another round with the level 70s this time, because I think that would be enough to kill them all at once. Oh, come on, don't run. Okay, so this one's dead, this one's dead, dead. Next. Oh, yeah, I think that's all. Okay, now another thing is that we know the condition, just like our previous videos, the bugs, we know the condition. Can we do it on other things as well? So again, ragdoll plus halo. So apparently this works with a lot of things. Anything that ragdolls, as long as you have Halo on. If you have max range Halo, then the chances of it touching the Halo is a lot higher. It will definitely work. So you can actually use weapons like things like, I don't know, the Jackatang when it does a slam attack and it goes ragdoll. You could use all kinds of things. And my buddy actually, when he first saw, or at least what I believe when he first saw, is when he was using the Worm Prime, or Worm, I'm not sure if he has a Prime, and it did the crowd dispersion, and this is also a kind of a ragdoll when it pushes the enemy away. And so happened he had the warding Halo at max range, and suddenly the enemy right in front of him, he was running at a low level enemy butcher, I think, and it died. So he instantly thought that it was some kind of bug, and he told me about it. So really nice of him to share. And finally we did manage to, solve this problem. And I think I would leave you with one more interesting build. Let's see. Okay. You guys know the Meos. It's some kind of a whip blade weapon. And the cool thing is that, let's see. Halo. See if you know what character I'm mimicking. This is kind of hard.
Get over here!
Okay, that's all the Warframe for this video. In case you guys don't already know, I am Chinese and I am Asian. No, they are not the same thing. And if you guys are interested in our Chinese legend on Nezha, I found a short video about it, and I really enjoy watching that kind of video. So I recommend it. The link is at the description below. Do check it out. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with people who you know enjoys playing with Nezha. Once again, this is Zhao wishing you a pleasant day, Tennos. Bye bye.